So, good evening all. We'll start the session. Do let me know. Is my sound is audible? Okay, so you can post it in the chat box. Okay, so we are discussing one of the most important topic, that's a mathematical reasoning. Okay, we are discussing mathematical reasoning, one of the most important topic. Yeah, yesterday we have discussed some basic aspect related to percentage. Then we have discussed some basic aspect related to average also. Okay, some basic what is a equation of percentage, what is the equation of average. One or two questions from percentage was also discussed. Now we are moving to the next topic. Okay, that is a ratio and proportion. Okay, now we'll be discussing the topic ratio and proportion. Yeah, so another important topic from mathematical reasoning. Okay, yeah, this screen is visible. I hope so. Yeah. Yes. So we have ratio and proportion. Yesterday, while discussing the topics, I told you that you have to focus only mainly three topics with regards to data interpretation as well as mathematical reasoning. That's a percentage, average, as well as ratio and proportion. Okay, you have to focus on percentage, average, as well as ratio and proportion. And with regards to percentage, we have done some questions substituting with the 100 and the concept of increasing and decreasing. And but when it comes to average, we have an equation. Now we are discussing about ratio and proportion. Okay, what is the ratio? What is the relationship between when we will be comparing two different values such a way that we can assess the value by comparing with one another? That's in, for example, in a particular exam, I scored 100 marks and you scored 150 marks in a different exam. Okay, I have 100 marks and 150, you have 150 marks. Other than using the percentage concept, how can we compare both marks? I have 100 marks and you have 150 marks. Okay, suppose I have 100 marks and you have 150 marks. How can we say that one is compared to? How that can be compared? Maybe this 150 may be out of 200 and this 100 may be out of 150. Okay, so the comparison is that we'll be doing as a part of ratio proportion, every 1 marks of X is equal to every 1 point marks of Y. Every 1 mark of X is equal to every 1.5 marks of Y. Okay, so that's why we'll be comparing. So it's as per Kartika, it's a quite confusing topic. I hope you are discussing regarding the ratio and proportion. Yeah, ratio and proportion is a bit confusing question. I will be definitely going to the question and I will be discussing you how to focus on this question, and we will be discussing some previous questions. Okay, we'll be discussing some previous question. So this is a question. This is a major type of question that is being asked from the topic ratio and proportion. Okay, this is a major type of question that is being asked from ratio and proportion. For example, seeing the question, a mixture contain alcohol and water in the ratio 4:3. If 5 liters of water is added to the mixture, the ratio becomes 4:5. Find the quantity of alcohol in the given mixture. So this is a major type of question that is being asked from the topic ratio and proportion. So before going to this topic, I will just tell you a small theoretical aspect. So they usually say in such type of ratio and proportion question, firstly they will give the ratio of two particular values. So assume, let's say the ratio of the salary of A and B, salary of A and B, or the ratio of the money of deposited in the accounts of A and B. Suppose they will give initial ratio. They will say initial ratio is 2:6. Let's assume initial ratio is 4:6. Initial ratio is 4:6. Then they will give there is an increase of 1,000. There is an increase of 1,000 on both cases. There is an increase of 1,000 on both cases, and the ratio becomes 6:8. The ratio becomes 6:8. What is the original value? Okay, so this is a major type of question from ratio and proportion. Remember, first of all, they will be giving a ratio. Okay, first of all, they will be giving a ratio. Then they will say there is an increase of salary or increase in the amount of liquid in a particular bottle, whatever it is. And after a particular increase, the ratio changes to 6:8. Then they will ask what is the original value or what is a new value. So this is a major type of question. There are a lot of type of question that we can they can ask in relation to the ratio and proportion. When it comes to data interpretation, they ask a different type of question. And when it comes to mathematical reasoning, this is a major type of question. This is a major type of question that is being asked in ratio and proportion. Okay, major type of question that is being asked in ratio and proportion. Firstly, they will be giving a ratio, and there will be increase or decrease, and there will be a new ratio. So let's try to find out how this question can be answered. So we have, firstly, we will be writing it as 4:6. 4:6 is a ratio which can be written as 4x and 6x. 4x and 6x. 4:6 ratio terms can be written as 4x and 6x. So we have, when we can write ratio 4:6 can be also written in the P by Q form, that is 4x by 6x. So the ratio 4:6 can be written as 4x by 6x. So as per the question, 1,000 is increased in both cases. So we'll be writing it as 4x plus 1,000 by 4x plus 1,000 by 6x plus 1,000. 4x plus 1,000 by 6x plus 1,000. That is 6:8. That is 6:8. So we have 6 by 8. Then we'll be solving the equation. Okay, so we have 4x plus 1,000 by 6x plus 1,000 equal to 6 by 8. So we'll be cross multiplying 8 into 4x plus 1,000 is equal to 6 into 6x plus 1,000. So 8 into 4x, we have 32x plus 8,000 is equal to 36x plus 6,000. So we'll be subtracting, we have 36x minus 32x is equal to 8,000 minus 6,000. So we have 4x is equal to 2,000. We have x is equal to 2,000 by 4, that is equal to 500. So we have the value as 500. We have the value of x as 500. Okay, we have the value of x as 500. So the original values are 6 and then 4x, 4x and 6x. So which is 4 into 500, 2,000, and 6 into 500, 3,000. So the original values are 2,000 and 3,000. Okay, so we have the original values are 2,000 and 3,000. Okay, these are the original values. So that's important aspect. So how they will usually ask question from ratio and proportion. First of all, they will be giving a ratio. Then there will be an increase or decrease of a particular value. Then they will be giving a new ratio, and you want to find the original value. So here 4:6 is the initial ratio. So we take it as 4x and 6x. Then there is an increase of 1,000 in case of both, and the ratio changes to 6 by 8. So we write it as 4x plus 1,000 by 6x plus 1,000 is equal to 6 by 8. So solving it, we get the value of x. Substituting in case of 4x and 6x, we have it as 2,000 and 3,000. Okay, we have it as 2,000 and 3,000. And remember, here we are adding 1,000 to both cases. Here we are adding 1,000 to both cases because there is an increase in both cases. In certain cases, they will say that there is an increase of 1,000 in the first case and there is no increase in the second case. So if the statement is like so, there is an increase of 1000 in the first case and no change in the second case, we have to write it as 4x plus 1000. 4x plus 1000 by 6x is equal to 6 by 8. Here we are not adding 1000 because as per the question, it's given that there is an increase in the first case. Sometimes they say that in the first case there is an increase of 1000 and in the second case there is a decrease of 1000. So we'll be writing 4x plus 1000 by 6x minus 1000 is equal to 6 by 8. So we'll be solving such a way. So this is a basic way you can understand, you can answer most of the questions from ratio and proportion that are being asked in mathematical reasoning. Is it clear? Please write it in the chat box. Is it clear? Is it clear for you? So that we'll be doing some other previous question. Okay. Definitely we'll be doing some other previous question from ratio and proportion also. Okay, is it clear? Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. Okay, Aswati, Anjana, okay, Fahmi, Junaid, it's clear. So moving to the first previous question. This is a basic theory, so this is the question. A mixture contains alcohol and water in the ratio 4:3. If 5 liters of water is added to the mixture, the ratio becomes 4:5. Find the quantity of alcohol in the given mixture. That's a question. Okay, try to do the question. Same as the previous one, same as the previous basic principle that I have discussed as a theoretical concept. A mixture contains alcohol and water in the ratio 4:3. If 5 liters of water is added to the mixture, the ratio becomes 4. Find the quantity of alcohol in the given mixture. That's a question. Find the quantity of alcohol in the given mixture. Okay, give me an answer. I will give you a few seconds. Okay. So remember the previous question. Okay, post answer in the chat box. Let me see who is going to answer it first. Yeah. Anybody else? Anjana, Ajit with the answer as 10. What about others? Yeah, Sakina, Moideen also the answer as 10. Yeah, I will try to do. Yeah. Priya Jairaj also with the correct answer. So here it's given a mixture contain water, alcohol and water in the ratio, which means first they have talked about alcohol and then water. Okay, so we have a mixture contain alcohol and water in the ratio 4:3. So we have 4:3. 4:3. Then it can be written as 4x and 3x, which can be written as 4x by 3x. 4x by 3x. Then now remember, it's clearly given in the question as if 5 liters of water is added. If 5 liters of water is added, so only water is being added. No alcohol is being added. So a mixture contains alcohol and water in the ratio 4:3, though this is alcohol and this is water. 5 liters of only water is added. Okay, we have only water is added. So we have 4x by 3x plus 5. Okay, why we are adding only in denominator? Because as per the given question, alcohol and water in the ratio 4:3, though 3 is a ratio or 3x is a ratio. So we'll be adding 5 to the 3x. And remember, in the numerator, you have to write it as 4x. You can't write it as merely 4. The new ratio become 4 by 5. So we have 20x is equal to, cross multiplying 5 into 4x, 20x, 4 into 3x, 12x plus 20. So we have 8x is equal to 20. If you have any confusion regarding any of these steps, you can put it in the chat box. X is equal to 20 by 8, that is equal to 2.5. X is equal to, we have 20 by 8, that is 2.5. So we have 2.5 as the original value. So alcohol is 4x, that is 4 into 2.5, 10. And water is 3x, that is equal to 3 into 2.5, 7.5. So the question is regarding find the quantity of alcohol. Find the quantity of alcohol. Okay, find the quantity of alcohol. So we have 4 into 2.5, 10. So we have answer 10 as the correct answer. Okay, I hope the question is clear. Okay, I hope the question is clear. Yeah. Moving to the next question. If anybody have any doubts regarding this question, okay, you can post it in the chat box. Yeah. At the same time, in the chat box, you can see a registration form for UGC NET model exam. Okay, we are having a model exam today. Okay, it's 7th. Day after tomorrow, that is on the Saturday. Okay, we'll be having at the same time, we'll be having in the evening night, it will be informed, we'll be having an all India level mock test. Okay, using our Aifer learning app. So definitely it will be an exam that's entirely based on the UGC NT-NET pattern. I know that you all are seriously preparing for the exam. It's the last few days before the exam. Okay, we have the last few days before the exam. So it will be better if you have a clear understanding on how to attend an online exam. So you can freely attend an all India level, and also you have the option to know your rank. Okay, you are attending an all India level exam and you have the option to know your rank also. So definitely you make sure that you are attending the exam. You can just register, okay, that particular link. Okay, you can just register using that particular link. Okay, usually you now can't open that link. Okay, so it can be opened after some time, and definitely our technical team will be looking into that. Okay, technical team will be looking into that. So yeah, so that's it. Make sure you attend the app, and also after registering, definitely our team will be giving you the way on how to install our app, so and so. So this is a question. Okay, moving to the next question. Just one more question. Okay, just one more question from the ratio and proportion. We don't have much time. All questions we are discussing is previous question. Okay, so two numbers are in the ratio 2:5. If 16 is added to both the numbers, the ratio become 1:2. The numbers are. Okay, give me. Yeah, somebody is asking, Hania is asking to explain again the previous question. This question is also similar to the previous one. So if needed, I will be explaining after that. Try to do this question. I will explain this question clearly. Okay. Okay, give me answer in the chat box. Okay, yeah. Give me the answer. Two numbers are in the ratio. The last question from ratio and proportion. It's an easy one. Somebody asked me to explain, Hania. Definitely, I will be explaining after that. Yeah. Yeah, so we have, yes, the answer by, yeah, Bhuvana. Okay, Anjana, Ajit. Anybody else? Okay, I will try to do the question. So it's given two numbers are in the ratio 2:5. Okay, two numbers are in the ratio 2:5. We have two numbers are in the ratio 2:5. which can be also written as 2x by 5x. Then if 16 is added to both, okay, it's given in the question if 16 is added to both, we have 2x plus 5x plus 16 by 16 equal to new ratio is 1 by 2. Okay, we have the new ratio as 1 by 2. Okay, new ratio is 1 by 2. So first of all, it's given that 2 by 5. We have written it as 2x and 5x. 2x by 5x. Then there is an increase of 16. Okay, as per the question, there is a value or 16 is added to both. Okay, it's given that 16 is added to both. So we have, yeah, 2x plus 16 by 5x plus 16, 1 by 2, cross multiplying 2 into 2x, we have 4x plus 2 into 16, 32 equal to 1 into 5x, 5x plus 16, so which give us x is equal to 16. So we have x is equal to 16. So the original values are 2:5. The original values are 2:5, which will be taken as 2x and 5x. So we have 2 into 16 and 5 into 16. We have 2 into 16 and 5 into 16. So we have 2 into 6 is equal to 32 and 5 into 16 is equal to 80. Okay, 5 into 16 is equal to 80. Okay, so we have 32 and 80 as the correct answer. We have 32 and 80 as the correct answer. Okay, we have 32 and 80 as a correct answer. Is it clear now? The same way we have explained the last question also. We have 4:3, so 4x by 3x. There is only addition of water only, so we are adding 2 water, 3x plus 5. Solving it, we get to 0.5. Is it clear? Somebody has asked me a doubt before. Is it clear? Okay, let me know. Is it clear through the chat box? Okay, so I hope it's clear. It's clear for all. So that's it. We have to discuss the basic aspect related to operation proportion. Now I'll be discussing a different topic. Okay, I will be discussing a different topic. A topic many of you told a bit difficult for you. Okay, yesterday. So I will be discussing. Let me share the screen. Yeah. I will be discussing the topic. Okay. Yeah. Interest and discount. Okay. I will be discussing the topic interest and discount. Okay, before going to the interest and discount, somebody has asked me a doubt regarding how the pattern of questions are being asked in the exam. Okay, which means what number of which are the areas we have to focus more, which are the areas from which we can see maximum number of questions and so. Yeah, so I have already discussed regarding that. Okay, which are the areas? Okay, which are the areas as per the latest syllabus? Which are the areas you have to give focus, etc. So I will just show you a statistics regarding before going to the interest. I will be showing you a statistics regarding the topics, the question asked from different topics. Yeah. In the last few exams, if needed, you can note it down. So I'll be showing the statistics. Yeah, which will be the topic from maximum number of questions being asked? Can you please guess it? for the last few years based on the percentage. Out of 5 maths question, we are assuming the percentage. So tell me, which will be the topics from which maximum number of questions are being asked? Please answer it in the chat box from the past few years. I will ask which are the areas from which maximum number of questions are being asked after the syllabus change. Okay, after the syllabus change or after NTA has started asking the question. Okay, after the syllabus change. Yeah, give me an answer. Anybody? I will just show you statistics also. I'm just trying to understand what is your guesswork. The average percentage. Then yeah, Anjana has answered average and percentage. What about others? Yeah, somebody has given it as ratio. Yeah, I will be showing you the statistics of some of the important topics. Okay, not all. Okay, not all. I will be showing you the statistics of some of the important topics. Yeah, I have to stop share. First of all, I will show you from the questions from percentage. Okay, so this is a number of questions that are being asked from percentage topic. Okay, in the 2020 June, out of the 93 questions, I'm considering a different shift. We have 20 plus shifts of, okay, we have 20 plus shifts of paper one. That's the reason why there are 93 questions. I'm considering 93 questions. Out of these 93 questions, 3 questions are from percentage. 3 questions are from percentage. That is around 3.2% of the mathematical reasoning question. This 93 is completely mathematical reasoning. Okay, so around 3.2% is from percentage. Then when it comes to 2019 December, out of 48 questions, there are 4 questions. That is 8.3%. When it comes to 2019 June, out of 40 questions, 5 questions are from percentage. It comes to around 12.5%. Okay, it comes to around 12.5%. 2018 December, out of 51, we have 2. It's 4%. So in the NTA time, okay, out of the questions we are using in our ebook, we have around 232 mathematical question, 14 question from percentage, around 6% of the question. Before NTA, considering last 15 years, 5% of the question from percentage. So around it's a varying proportion. Percentage question is a little less in the last time, and then before that there was 8.3%. Then we have 12.5%. So this is a percentage question. Okay, it's a percentage question. So I will share another document. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, I will share next question. That is number series. Okay, if out of the all questions, the maximum number of questions that are being asked as per the latest exam is number series. Okay, as per the latest exam is number series. In between, the new Google form from registration has been given in the chat box. Okay, you can register using that. Out of the 93 questions in the last term, around 13 questions are from number series. It comes to around 14%. Okay, it comes to around 14%. And in 2019 December, out of 48 questions, we have 6 questions from percentage. Sorry, 6 questions from number series. That comes to around 12.5%. Interestingly, in 2019 June, out of 40 questions, 8 shift, there are no questions from number series. Okay, 2018 out of 51, we have 11. And during the NTA time, after NTA took over, okay, out of 232 questions, we have 32 questions. Okay, out of 30 questions from number series, because it's around 13%. Okay, it's around 13%. So out of the all topic, the most important topic in terms of the percentage of the question within the mathematical list. Okay, in terms of the percentage of the question within the mathematical reasoning, I will be saying it is what we can say number series. So many of you have answered for my question, which are the topic from which maximum number of questions are being asked. Okay, many of you are similar to, there are a lot of questions from letter series also. I will be just showing you the percentage of the questions from letter series. Yeah, this is a percentage of question from letter series. Okay, around out of 93, 10 question in the last term, 4 question in the 2019 December term, 3 question in the 2019 June, and around 10% of the question from letter series. Okay, 10% of the question from letter series. Now I will be going to the topics which most of you told. Okay, as per most of you told that the topics from which maximum number of questions are asked is basically profit and discount, speed and distance, as well as interest. Okay, so I will show you. In time and distance, this is a pattern. This is a pattern. Okay, time and distance is a topic that was specifically included in the NT-JRF. In the last exam, out of the 93 questions, 9 questions are being asked from maths. Okay, in the last exam, out of the 93 questions, 9 questions are being asked from maths. Okay, that comes to around 9.6%. Then 2019 December, out of 48 questions, we have 1 question, around just 2%. 2019 June, out of 40, we have 3 questions. 2018, out of 51, we have 2 questions. During the entire time, out of 232, around 15 questions are from the time and distance. That comes to around 6.4%. That comes to around 6.4%. So during the entire time, it's 6.4%. And before NTA, out of 159, 0 questions. Okay, before NTA, that's when CBSE and others conducted the exam. No questions are being asked from. Okay, time and distance. So this is the time and distance. Yeah, another topic that was posted by most of you was profit and loss. Profit and loss. Okay, profit and loss. Let's look what are the number of questions being asked from the profit and loss in the last step. Okay, profit and loss in the last exam. Okay, this is a number of the questions being asked from profit and loss. In just a minute. Okay, in 2020 June, out of 93 questions, 3 questions are from profit and loss. In 2019 December, out of 48, we have 5 questions. 2020, 40, so on so. So around 3.2% in the last term, and 2019 December 10%, then also 10%. Before that, there was 0 questions. So around 5% of the question in the entire time is from profit and loss. So that's it. I'm not spending much time. And finally, moving to the topic we are going to discuss now. Okay. Interest. Okay, we are going to discuss the topic interest and discounting. So I'm just showing you which are the areas you have to focus. That's why I just show you the percentage. So we have interest. Yeah, simple interest, compound interest. In the last term, out of 93, we have 6 questions. Then we have in the entire around 6% of the questions are from interest. So we'll be discussing the interest. Okay, interest will be the last topic we'll be discussing in the mathematical reasoning aspect. Okay, in the mathematical reasoning aspect. Tomorrow we'll be discussing people, development, and environment. Okay, so there are 2 types of interest. I hope you know that. We have the concept of simple interest as well as the concept of compound interest. We have the concept of simple interest and we have the concept of compound interest. So the equation for simple interest is PRT by 100 or PNT by 100, whatever it is. PRT by 100, out of which P is principal or the amount invested. Okay, principal. Then R is a rate of interest. R is a rate of interest. And we have T is a time or years. Okay, time duration. Time duration. So with regards to simple interest is such type of interest in which you will get an equal amount of interest every year. For example, I have deposited 10 lakhs in a particular bank, and the interest I am getting in the first month is suppose 5,000. The interest in the second month will be also 5,000. Interest will be third month will be also 5,000. Interest in the first year will be also maybe 60,000. Interest in the second year will be also 60,000. Interest in the third year will be also 60,000. This type of interest we call it as simple interest. Okay, this is simple interest. I hope you know that. Then we have compound interest. Compound interest, there will be compounding of interest in which your initial investment value will be also considered as the total amount along with the interest. So there will be a difference in the value of interest every year. So we have compound interest. We have A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to n. So this is the equation we'll be using for compound interest. Here, A equal to amount. A equal to amount. Amount is equal to principal, the initial amount invested plus compound interest. Remember, when it comes to simple interest, we have the direct equation, okay, to find the value of simple interest. Okay, we have the direct equation to find the value of simple interest. Okay, that is PRT by 100. But when it comes to compound interest, we don't have any direct equation to find the value of compound interest. Instead, we have an equation to find the value of A. A is the amount. A is the amount, which means A is a principal plus compound interest. Okay, A is principal plus compound interest. So we have compound interest A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to n. Simple interest equal to PRT by 100. So if you have any clarity, confusion, you can just ask what is the clarity you are missing. And I will be doing a question and it will be clear after that. Okay, I will be doing a question and you will be more clear after that. Okay, it will be more clear after that. So we have, okay, just study the equations. We have compound interest. Simple interest is equal to PRT by 100. And in case of compound interest, A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to n. Okay, as of now, you just study the equation. I will be doing a question. And after that, I will be clarifying any doubt. And remember, if they tell you that a particular interest is compounded half yearly, suppose the interest is 20% per year. Okay, interest is 20% per year. Okay, interest is 20% per year, and it's given that suppose 20% year for 2 years, compounded half yearly. Okay, 20% per year for 2 years, compounded half yearly. In such cases, since it's compounded half yearly, the interest will not be 20% because it's given that 20% is for a year. So the interest will be 20 by 2, that is equal to 10. And the number of years, it's compounded half yearly. It's every half year. So it's not years, it's a duration or it's a time period. So interest is given every half year. So we have total of 2 years. Okay, so we have total of 2 years. So we have 2 by 6 months or 2 year by 6 months we have 4. So it's very important. Okay, if in a particular question it's given that compounded half yearly, okay, if in a particular question it is given that compounded half yearly, you have to divide it by 2 if it's given the interest is 20% per year. And if it is given 2 years, if it is it will be 4 terms. Okay, we will be just doing a question. There is no need of getting much confusion. Definitely there is a scope for much confusion regarding the simple interest. So this is a question. A sum of rupees 50,000 is invested in a bank deposit for 1 year at an interest rate of 10% per annum, compounded on a half yearly basis. What is the amount of interest at the end of 1 year? That's the question. Try to do the question. After that, I will be explaining in detail. If you have any doubt, if you lack clarity regarding any of the concept, any of the term, you can put it in the chat box. What clarity do you lack? Okay, so give me the answer. Just 1 minute only. Yeah. Okay, give me the answer. Yeah, I know it's the first question. You will be having a bit confusion. I will explain. Try to understand the question. This is a previously asked question. Okay, this is a previously asked question. This question was asked in the last term. Okay, so yeah, there is a confusion for Brahma regarding understand the duration half yearly part. Okay, duration half yearly part. I will be explaining this question. You just listen to this question. In this particular question, it's given that a sum of rupees 50,000 is invested in a bank deposit. I hope it's clear. An amount 50,000 is invested in a bank deposit. And it's given that the deposit for 1 year. And it's given that the deposit for 1 year at an interest rate of 10% per annum. At an interest rate of 10% per annum, compounded on a half yearly basis. So the two terms that you should be clear, okay, that you should be clear is rate of 10% per annum. Okay, rate of 10% per annum and compounded on a half yearly basis. So since they have given compounded on a half yearly basis, 10% per annum in this particular question, interest will be 10 by 2, that is equal to 5. What is the reason why we divide 10 by 2? The reason is simple. What is the reason? Because it's given that 10% per annum is the rate of interest and it is compounded on a half yearly basis. So 10% per annum is the interest you will be getting, but it will be calculated on a half yearly basis. So on a half year, if the yearly interest is 10%, it will be 10 by 2. So the interest is 5%. So the second aspect, okay, in this particular question, a second aspect we should be clear, or this is a interest or this is a rate, is the time. Okay, so here it's given 1 year. Okay, here it is given 1 year. Okay, here it is given 1 year. So which means, but it's also given it is compounded on a half yearly basis. Okay, somebody has asked me doubt regarding did you understand the duration of half yearly. Here it is, remember, it's given 1 year, but it's compounded on a half yearly basis. Okay, it's given, it's deposited for 1 year, compounded on half yearly basis, on half yearly basis, which means 1 year equal to half year. There will be 2 half years. 2 half years. So in this particular question, we'll be taking a rate as 5% and okay, rate as 5% and time as 2. 1 year is 2 half years. Okay, so I hope it's clear how I got the rate as 5% and the time as 2. Is it clear? Please put it in the chat box. And if you have any doubts, why it's not clear, you just tell me. Is it clear? The question is not complete. I will be discussing that, but Before that, tell me whether you are clear with this concept, because it's very important. Yeah. Yeah, somebody has already got the answers, I know, but somebody has asked me doubt regarding that. Yeah, so now we have the equation. A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. So we'll be having A equal to P. Here is 50,000. 50,000 into 1 plus R is 5. 5 by 100 all raised to 2. That will be 50,000 into 105 by 100 all raised to 2, which comes to 50,000 into 105 into 105 by 100 into 100, which you will get it as 55,125. So we have the amount as 55,125. So the question is not about what is merely the amount. Okay, what is merely the amount is not the question. Okay, we have the amount of interest. So amount of interest, we have amount equal to principal plus compound interest, from which we can write compound interest equal to amount minus principal. Compound interest equal to amount minus principal, which gives amount is 55,125, principal is 50,000. So we have 5,125. 5,125. So I hope it's clear. Repeat the last part. Okay, which is the exact part, you can just put in the chat box. Anyway, I will be explaining. So right is 5%, time is 2 years or 2 periods. Then we have A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. We have, it's given that P equal to 50,000, R is 5, we get it from this particular point, N is 2, we get it from this particular point, and 50,000 into 1 plus 5 by 100, we will be taking LCM. 1 into 100, 100, 100 plus 5 by 100, that is 105 by 100, all raised to 2. So we are simplifying it. 50,000 into 105 into 105 by 100 into 100, 0, 0, 0, zeros cancel. 5 into 105 into 105 will be having 55,125. Okay, so this is an amount. This is an amount. Okay, this is amount, but the question is not merely the amount, or the question is not what is the total amount that will be received. Instead, the question is what is the amount of interest at the end of 1 year. Okay, question is what is the amount of interest at the end of 1 year. Okay, what is the amount of interest at the end of 1 year? So we have 55,125 minus 50,000, that will be 5,125 will be the interest. Okay, 5,125 will be the interest. I hope it's clear. I hope it's clear. Is it clear? Put it in the chat box. It's an easy one. It's an easy question. Is it clear? Yeah, I hope it's clear. Moving to the next question. If you have any doubt regarding any of the steps or lines, you can just put it in the chat box. Okay, so this is it. So here is the question. Next question. The simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at the rate of 6% per annum comes to 300. The compound interest at the same rate for the same time and on the same sum of money would be, that's the question. The simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at the rate of 6% per annum comes to 300. The compound interest at the same rate for the same time will be what? Is the question. Okay, give me an answer. Okay, just 30 more seconds. If you have any question regarding any of the any doubts regarding any of the questions discussed so far, that's also you can ask in the chat box. Okay, so I'll be discussing. We don't have much time. Okay, we have to discuss at least one more question. So the simple interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at the rate of 6% per annum comes to 300. That's the first statement. So we have the equation for simple interest as simple interest is equal to simple interest equal to PRT by 100 is given simple interest as 300. So we have 300 is equal to P into R is 6 into 2 by 100, from which we get P is equal to 30,000 divided by 12, that is 2,500. So we have the value of P, value of the principal or value of the initial amount invested. Okay, value of P or value of principal or value of initial amount invested is 2,500. Okay, 2,500. We have it as 2,500. Then the question is the compound interest at the same rate for the same time and on the same sum of money would be. That's a question. So we have the equation for compound interest as what is this? Amount equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. So here we have amount equal to P is 2,500. 2,500 into 1 plus R is 6. Okay, we have by 100 all raised to 2. So we have 2,500 into 106 into 106 by 100 into 100, which will give you 2,809. Okay, 2,809. You have the total amount. So you have the total amount is 2,809. Okay, you have the total amount as 2,809. So we have 2,809 as the amount, but we have compound interest is equal to amount minus principal, that is equal to 2,809 minus 2,500, that gives you 309. That gives you 309. So we have the value 309 as the correct answer. 309 as the correct answer. Is it clear? It's an comparatively easy question. Okay, comparatively easy question. Initially, they have given the value of simple interest from which you want to find the principal. You want to find the principal. After that, we will be applying that into the compound interest equation, and after applying to the compound interest equation, we will be getting the value of amount, and after subtracting principal from the amount, you get the value of compound interest as 309. Is it clear? Is it clear? Any doubts you can point out? What is your doubt? You can point out. Okay, so no doubts so far. Moving to the last question for the day. This one I'll be doing. A sum of money with compound interest becomes rupees 400 in 2 years and rupees 500 in 3 years. Find the sum. That's the question. Okay, we'll be doing the question. Yeah, so we'll be going to the question. Okay, let's try to do the question. There are different ways you can do the question. Even for a 500 minus 400, we have 100, and it's what percentage also you can do. Yeah, from that you will get the rate of interest as 20%, 25%. Okay, remember, so we have here, okay, we have here 400 in 2 years and 500 in 3 years. So within 1 year, there is an increase of 100. Within 1 year, there is an increase of 100. Okay, definitely you can substitute using A equal to, but here remember 400 after 2 years, 500 after 3 years. So 1 year, there is an increase of 100. 1 year, there is an increase of 100. Okay, so out of 400, 100 is increased, which means the percentage of interest is 25%, or rate of interest is 25%. Okay, rate of interest is 25%. How we got, okay, the rate of interest as 20%. Okay, how we got the rate of interest as 20%? It's simple. Okay, it's simple. 400 becomes 500 in 1 year. So that is from 400 in 1 year, there is an increase of 100. We just find, okay, 100 is what percentage of 400? Okay, 100 is what percentage of 400? Okay, 100 is what percentage of 400? So 25. So we have the rate of interest as 25%. Okay, I hope it's clear. The rate of interest as 25%. Now we have the equation for compound interest, A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to, in this case, N. Okay, all raised to N. So we have, what is the amount in 2 years? 400. So we have 400 is equal to P. We don't know. We want to find the P. P into 1 plus, what is R? We have got it as 25. 25 by 100. What is the time duration? We have 2. That gives you 400 is equal to P into 125 by 100 all square. That gives you P is equal to 400 into, okay, P equal to, yeah, we have 400 into 100 into 100 by 125 into 125. That we will be having 400 into 4 into 4 by 5 into 5. That gives you 256. Okay, we will be having the value 256 as the correct answer for this particular question. So in this particular question, it's given that a sum of money with compound interest becomes rupees 400 in 2 years. Okay, a sum of money with compound interest becomes rupees 400 in 2 years and rupees 500 in 3 years. Okay, a sum of money with compound interest becomes rupees 400 in 2 years and rupees 500 in 3 years. Find the sum is a question. Find the sum is a question. So we have, it's given. Okay, it's given 400 becomes 500 in 1 year. That is 400 in 2 years and 500 in 3 years. So 400 becomes 500 in 3 years or in 1 year, the time taken. So we get the rate. Okay, so we get the rate as the 25 percentage, and we have the equation A equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 all raised to N. We'll be substituting the value and we get the principal as 256. I know it's a bit tough. You want to do a lot of previous questions from interest. There are more than 10 questions that is asked in the past few exams. You can download Aifer ebook from Aifer website, aifer.in, and if you want, you can do all the previous questions. Okay. Yeah, so this is what we have to discuss regarding simple interest. So is it clear? Tell me, or do you have any doubts in any questions we have discussed so far? Tell me. Is it clear, or what do you have any doubt? If you have any doubt. Is it clear? I know it's a bit tough. Okay, simple interest and components, it's a bit tough, but we have just done 3 questions, remember? SI equal to PRT by 100, and when it comes to compound interest, amount equal to A into P into 1 plus R by 100. You just have to use both equation in different ways. Yeah, so it's clear. Yeah, I hope you don't have any more doubts. So for the time being, we'll be winding up our final lab session. We'll be continuing our discussion tomorrow also. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. we'll be continuing our discussion with environment. Within environment, we'll be discussing some current affairs also. Okay. So that's it. That's it all. See you again tomorrow. Thank you.